California probate fees sound complicated, but they actually follow a set formula. I'll show you exactly how they're calculated so you can plan ahead and protect your estate. If you're managing an estate in California after the loss of a parent, you're likely overwhelmed emotionally and financially. Today we're breaking down one of the most confusing and costly parts of probate, the fees. This video is for the adult children, just like you, who stepped into the role of personal representative. Whether you're the executor named in the will or court appointed as an administrator, the costs fall into your lap. And let's be honest, it's not just about numbers. These fees can feel like a penalty for doing the right thing. Add in sibling tensions, deadlines, and court paperwork, and it's easy to make expensive mistakes. Need help navigating probate fees or selling a home in an estate? We guide families through every step, start to finish. Comment below and tell us where you need help. So let's walk through it. No legal jargon, no pressure. Your probate attorney takes care of the court filings and legal compliance. My job is to manage everything outside the courtroom, from coordinating cleanouts, contractors, and appraisals to keep the heirs informed and the property protected. Together we can keep your case moving smoothly without added stress or confusion. Attorney and executor fees in California. The statutory formula. Here's where the California probate gets technical. But stay with us. The good news, these fees are not set by law. They're not random. They're based on something called the statutory fee schedule. Both the attorney and the executor are allowed to collect the same amount based on the gross value of the estate. Here's the formula. 4% of the first 100,000, 3% on the next 100,000, 2% on the next 800,000, 1% on the next 9 million, 0.5% on the next 15 million. Anything beyond that, the court negotiates. Let's say the only asset is a house worth $900,000 in Orange County. Even if there's a $600,000 mortgage, the court bases fees on the gross value, not the equity. So in this case, $4,000 on the first 100,000, $3,000 on the next 100,000, $14,000 on the remaining 700,000. That's $21,000 to the attorney and $21,000 to the executor. $42,000 total in statutory fees. And if there are additional complexities like selling real estate, filing taxes, or dealing with disputes, extra fees may be approved by the court. This is why it's so important to understand value early and make the right calls. Orange County probate costs, hidden expenses that add up. Let's talk about the other probate costs families don't plan for. These aren't always listed in court documents, but they come up fast. Here's what we see in Orange County estates. Common expenses. Court filing fees $435 to $650. Certified copies $25 per document. Probate referee 1/10 of the gross value. Publication of notice $250 to $600. Bond, if required, depends on estate value. Vacant home insurance $150 to $350 a month. Utility bills while the home sits in probate. Locksmith cleanout, home security, and yard care. Optional but smart expenses. title reports, property inspections, tax advisor or CPA, professional organizer, or estate sale company. Staging to increase the home's sale value. These may sound like extras, but they often protect the estate's bottom line and reduce family conflict. The key is knowing which of these can be paid from the estate, which require court permission, and which should be covered by heirs. Let me share this story with you. A family in Mission Viejo inherited a home valued at just over $1 million. The daughter was appointed executor. She had no legal background but wanted to handle things the right way. She hired a local attorney who charged the standard $23,000 fee based on the gross value. Her siblings were okay with that at first. But things got tense fast. Nobody expected the probate referee to appraise the home at $1.2 million, bumping up the fees. Nobody budgeted for the $3,200 clean out or the vacant insurance that the attorney said they needed. When they tried to sell the home, buyers backed out because the garage still had junk in it, and the family disagreed about spending $1,500 on staging. By the end, they were $8,000 over budget and relationships were strained. Our team helps document every estate expense, organize what could be reimbursed, and prepare a notice of proposed action for the sale. So they could avoid a court hearing and move forward. They got 3 offers in 6 days and the siblings agreed on a fair distribution. But it didn't have to be this stressful. That's why getting in front of the fees early matters. Not ignoring the home for months as the expenses multiply quickly. Vacant homes can start falling apart faster than you think because no one's there to notice the small issues before they turn into disasters. Leaks and water damage, a slow drip under a sink or behind a wall can ruin flooring, drywall, and cabinetry before anyone notices. Squatters. Once they get in, it can take months to legally remove them in California. We help families by securing and maintain the property so it doesn't become a liability. Missing deadlines can cost you. Penalties and delays in probate, time is money, literally. If you miss certain dates, the court can fine the estate, require a formal hearing, remove you as executor, delay final distribution, or freeze the sale of the property. The court does not like surprises. If you spend money from the estate without approval or miss a filing, you can be personally liable. That's why we always encourage families to get a clear timeline up front and document every cost with receipts and notices. We also walk you through when to file a waiver of accounting or a petition for final distribution so you don't end up stuck in probate limbo. How to prepare for probate expenses? Next steps for personal representatives. Here's how to stay ahead of the probate fees and protect your family's inheritance. Step 1, pull a current title report and confirm who's on the deed. Step 2, get a home valuation from someone who understands probate, someone who knows what courts and appraisers look for. Step 3, ask your attorney to help you build a probate timeline with key deadlines. Step 4, keep a ledger of all expenses, especially anything paid out of pocket. Step 5, decide as a family what repairs to approve and how to fund them. If the estate pays for a clean out or roof repair, you'll need to file a notice of proposed action or get court approval. If a sibling pays for it personally, they need to be reimbursed before final distribution. This isn't about over-preparing, it's about avoiding disputes and keeping the estate intact. Need help navigating probate fees or selling a home in an estate? We guide families through every step, start to finish. We're based right here in Orange County. We know the local market, the local courts, and how to help families like yours. Understand the probate fees, maximize the home's value, handle cleanouts and prep, avoid court delays. In the description below, you can find our phone number, email, or book a free 30-minute call through our Calendly link to review your next steps. When you're grieving, probate shouldn't feel like a trap. And the cost of doing it wrong, it's not just money, it's time, peace of mind, and family unity. We help families just like yours protect what your loved one worked hard to build, avoid unnecessary fees, and move forward with confidence. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to know it all, but you do have to start. And we're here when you're ready.